Quick easy guide for KO lineups for every single map that you can ever think of any entrance points and any angle, so make sure you watch the whole thing, and there's going to be timestamps down below so that you can just jump around to any map and any site you're interested in. But if you did find this video helpful, go down below, click that like button, comment what you found helpful, and again, help me out and click that red subscribe button. Let's get started. First, put yourself at the corner of the area right over here at A main. Now you're going to use the UI with a left click, and you're going to use the pointy end of that UI. Put your crosshair at this vertical line right over here and go all the way down till you hit the first horizontal line and just toss. That is going to be for the front side of the gen right over here. If you're defending basically catwalk right over here, make sure that you align yourself up so that you don't see the entrance of the arches right over here. So move back until you don't. We're going to use our UI again, and we're going to find these kind of triple dark shades of rectangles right over here. You're going to put it right here in this vertical wall of the very first one and simply toss. That is going to be for the generator right in front at the default plant, kind of right over here. If you're defending from heaven, line yourself up with this line right over here and make sure you move against it. Now put your crosshair at the clouds right over here at this pointy end. Now all you're going to do is you're going to lift it up until you kind of hit the third horizontal line of the lineup of the roof right over here. So line it up right here and then with the pointy end of this cloud. Go all the way up and then toss. The toss and lineup does not have to be perfect because the radius is pretty big, so it's still going to land where you want it to be. Now if you planted it at the triple box right behind it on the back of site, again, same spot at A main, you're going to move until you don't see the edge of the boathouse right here. Put your vertical or crosshair right in this vertical line, lift it all the way up until here, and just toss. That's going to go all the way back of site, bounce off the wall, and into the back of site right over here. Now if you're holding market for a post plane on B side and you hear the tap, go right here in front, kind of in the middle of the exit of the market area. Put your crosshair right over here, and all you gotta do is toss, let the ball bounce right here and into the back of triple box right over here. Now if you are at CT for the post plane, all you gotta do is kind of move to the right until you don't see the kind of sight and you're at the edge of this wall by the bottom of the stairs right over here. So press yourself off against this wall, move to the right until you can't see it anymore. Now all you're gonna do is put your crosshair right over here and let this ball bounce at the wall and again at the back side of triple box right over here. When you're playing post planet showers, you're going to go line yourself up with this line right over here. Move all the way to the front until you hit the red carpet. Use your UI and you're going to put it the crosshair right over here. And all you're going to do is toss it now. It's going to land at the default plane spot right in front of the truck right over here. Now if you're playing short, go right here in front of this box and then you're going to line your crosshair up to the edge of this pointy edge. And then you're going to lift it a little bit up until you hit this first vertical limit right over here. So pointy edge, lift all the way up, and all you're going to do now is toss. That's going to go again at the default plant spot right in front of the truck right over here. If you're playing hookah, press yourself against this wall, line up in the middle of this line, use your UI, and put it at the corner of the second box right over here in the roof, jump and toss. That's going to land directly on the plant on default spot right over here on B site, and well, do whatever you want then. If you find yourself at the elbow for post plant, again, line yourself up with this line right over here. You're going to line yourself all the way up vertical with this line, go all the way up until you hit kind of the peak of this metal right over here. Line up all the way, go all the way up, and then toss. That's going to go on the default plant spot right over here on B site in front. Now on B long, you're going to be right here against this corner. You're going to use the UI. You're going to put your crosshair right here in this vertical line. Move to the left kind of until you hit the middle. And then lift it up until you hit this height right over here. Vertical line, move to the middle, lift it up a little, and then toss. That's going to go at the default plant spot at B side right over here in this corner. And well, that's a pretty direct hit. Now again, if you're playing A main for your post plant, go again in this corner right over here, jump on top of the rocks. We're going to use your UI, and you're going to put it right over here, and all you're going to do now is jump and toss. That's going to land on the default plant spot on the right side of the front of the pyramid right over here. If you find yourself at the metal hallways right over here and you exactly know that there's going to be a switch door that's going to be open right here, stand at this spot right here, right in front of this oxygen tank. You're going to put your crosshair around this area and then you're just going to quickly toss and jump. It's going to go right in the middle of both pyramids, somewhere around the front of the site. Again, if you're playing mid, you're going to line yourself up with this line right over here. Go across this wall. Now again, we are still using your UI. You're going to find this corner, go all the way down right here until you hit kind of this level of this lamp, this line, go all the way down, jump and quickly throw. Now again, this is going to be for the default plant spot on the front of the right side of the pyramid, right over here. Again, if you're playing B main, well, you're going to stand in this corner right over here. You're going to find that purple petal to have for the guidelines. Now this is going to be that rectangle that we're going to use. Now while using your UI, you're going to find this corner right here. Move to the left until you hit the second vertical line. Come down to the second block right here and find the middle. Now all you have to do now is jump and quickly toss. It's going to land at the default plant spot on the left side of the pillar right over here. Now if you're playing elbow, watching for rotations and those flanks, you're going to press yourself against this barrel right here. We are again using our UI. You're going to put it right over here and lift it up until it's the same height as this rock right here. UI right here, lift it all the way up until it's the same height. Jump and quickly toss, and that's going to land at the default plant spot on the left side of B site right over here. If you're playing around a lobby, a long, watching for plank, press yourself against this wall. We are using your UI. Put yourself in the leaf right here. Now come down until you hit the first horizontal vertical brick line right here. All you have to do now is toss it, and it's going to land at the default plant spot in front of the box on the right side right here. If you find yourself flanking a side from a link, you're going to press yourself against this wall. We are using your UI, and you're going to find this orange wooden wood. Now you're going to find the bottom of these a bunch of basically squares. You're going to use this square, lift it all the way up until you hit this line, and all you're going to do now is quickly toss it. All you're going to do is basically watch it and land at the default plant spot on the right side of sight. If you're playing B mid, just below the window right over here, you're going to make sure that this wall right over here kind of vanishes from your vision. Move all the way to the left until you can. Put your crosshair right over here. Now all you have to do now is run, jump, and toss. Run forward, jump, and toss. Run forward, jump, and toss. That's going to bounce off and go into the default plant spot right here and cover basically the whole left side of sight. Now, if you're planning to flank C from garage, again, you need to line up. You need to kind of stand in front of the shield and stand right over here. Move all the way there. Now we're going to use your crosshair, and you're just going to basically put it at the branch right in the middle of its body. All you can do now is jump and quickly toss, and it's going to land at the default plant spot right by the boxes right over here. Now if you're playing C-Long for the standard post plant, you're going to put yourself in this corner right over here. We are still using your UI, and you're going to find this black dot right here. Lift it all the way up until you find this vertical height of this bricks right over here, and that's where your lineup is going to be. Black dot all the way up to the vertical height. Toss it. No jumping, just quickly toss it, and it's going to land in the default box right over here. If you're playing A main for post plant and you're watching flank, press yourself against this wall and then move forward until you hit this yellow line right here. You're going to put your crosshair right here in this diagonal line, and you're going to put it right in the middle of that diagonal line. Toss it, and you're going to land it right in the open plant spot right over here that covers the open spot here and the default plant spot right over here. If you're playing flank for A, you're going to have to find yourself at screens right in this middle line right over here. Stand right on top of it. Find this lamp, move it all the way to the left until you find the square, and move it right in the middle of this square. All you're going to do now is jump and quickly toss, and it's going to bounce off the roof and right on the default plant spot on the left side and more in the open right over here. If you're making a flank right up mid, all you're going to do is basically peek this until you see this corner right over here. Move back a little bit to the left if you can, and now once you have this lineup, you're going to use your UI. You're going to find the kingdom sign, put it at the bottom, and then move it up just a little bit to you're in the middle of this diamond right over here. Move it up in the middle of the diamond, jump and quickly toss, and again, this lineup is for the default plant spot right behind the boxes right over here, right in front. And when you're playing post plant for B side, you're going to have to stand right on top of these crates right here and go in this corner as you watch flank. When you hear the defuse, you're going to put your crosshair right over here, and all you got to do now is basically toss it. That's going to land on the default plant spot right in front of the box, right in front of sight, right over here. First, we're going to start with a throw right here at down bottom ramp at A. We're going to use the UI that highlights the left click of the mouse, and we're going to put our crosshair right over here on this tower. We're going to move it up a little bit right in the middle, and then move it to the left just a little bit so that it can land at the default plant spot right by elbow right over here. If you find yourself defending post plant at heaven window, all you gotta do is go behind this trash can, push yourself across right here, put your crosshair in the middle of this arrow and pull it all the way down till you hit the bottom of this line. Jump and quickly toss so that you can defend the post plant right over here on this safe area by elbow. Now if you find yourself in a post plant scenario at the screens area by CT right over here, line yourself up with this line right here. We're going to use your crosshair and you're going to put it right here. Jump and quickly toss it, and that's going to land right in the open by the sign right over here. If you're playing CT at the default plant spot right here behind the box, all you're going to do is going to use your UI. You're going to find this spot right here, this colored green spot right here. All you're going to do is jump and toss. That's going to land directly on the box where the plant is right over here. And now you're going to be able to move wherever you want to go. Now again on the same spot at this corner, if you're playing CT post plant, we're going to use the UI, find this vertical green line, move to the right until you hit the first wooden vertical line and just jump and toss. That's going to be landing on the kind of open more spot right here in the stairs right here. If you made it through the end of the video and you are still listening to me as I talk right now, I think it's pretty safe to say that I basically won your heart over. So go ahead and scroll down below, click that like button, click that red subscribe button, because we are trying to hit that 1K mark. It will really mean a lot to me. KO has all of his abilities basically as a lineup, so I'm going to be cranking out even more lineups for every other map for his other abilities. So I hope you guys are there for it, or you can watch my other content right down below or in my page. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.